August 26, 2018, and today I am doing another pregnancy update, week 28 through 31. So I'm doing this just a tiny bit late. I'm like a week and a half late. I'm already technically in my 33rd week, and I just haven't gone to do this. I was so bad last time. I even had to like combine both of my updates, but this time it did not happen. I'm just a slightly bit late, but not a big deal. So let's just dive right in. That way I'm not wasting your time and talk about what happened in week 28. So week 28, I actually started to feel a lot tired again. So from like my first trimester, I was tired all the time, and it kind of started, well, it's been on and off since after my second trimester. And this is my third trimester. It's just that this is the beginning. I'm more in the middle of my third trimester. Currently, this is kind of like the beginning of the third trimester. So it started to get to me. There's some days where I'm fine, and there's other days where even a cup of coffee or a nap is just not going to do it. And I don't know if I've mentioned, I think I mentioned it in my last one, but I've gotten hip pain, like one-side hip pain. It's been, and that week it got a lot worse. So it's just been a struggle being able to keep up with the day. And it's compared to like my last pregnancy, it's nothing because I was working and I was like an old granny. So I mean, really there's nothing to complain about now, but it is what's happening due to my pregnancy, so it's something I do want to mention. And around this time, the fair, the OC fair, I live in Orange County, the OC fair had come into town, and there has been a couple times where I went to the fair and I'm enjoying myself, and physically I'm fine. I'm not fatigued, I'm not tired, and there are times even when I'm not pregnant, like I just seem to be a fragile person. Like I need to work out more, which is something I will work on after giving birth, but we'll see because my body is so fragile. Anywho, when I was at the fair, I did not feel this fatigue that I normally get, that I cannot persevere on. However, my body did not agree with me and started cramping up sometimes. So I was doing my best to drink as much water as possible. Obviously, when you're at the fair or, you know, amusement park or any of those things, you need to make sure you're staying hydrated. But for some reason, I was still getting these cramps, and it was a little scary, but I knew it was just because my body was saying, hey, you've done enough. And I'm not going to say like it was like 4 hours after. And so I felt like me personally could go on. However, my body was just saying, hey, I'm going to pop this baby out if you don't calm down or something. I don't know. I started getting these cramps. And it only occurred when I was in the heat or dehydrated. So I've been definitely keeping up with staying hydrated. I've gotten these like water bottles, make sure I'm always leaving the house full of ice, and then whenever I can get a chance to just fill it with water, I drink it. This one's a little small. I do have a larger one, but that one keeps breaking for some reason. I love the larger one. This one doesn't seem to keep as insulated. The other one is really insulated, but that one's easier to carry too, because I have like a medium-sized purse, and it actually has and it also has a little handle. My husband used this one because it has this, but I could use it too. Such a good idea. Anyways, I've been very self-cautious about making sure that I am staying hydrated. Going into week 29 is this kind of like not a huge complaint, but like you can kind of start feeling, I could kind of start feeling that those rough nights that I had with my first pregnancy, which I've already gone through, but they were starting. It wasn't as bad, like, oh, I couldn't sleep, a toss and turn, but it was starting to creep up. Like this is like the start of the creeping up, where you can just kind of feel that, oh, that worst part of that pregnancy, where you get to that last month and it's just, you want to sleep so badly, but you can't, because you can't find a comfortable position, and then you're trying to move and your body's just broken and it won't move, and then if you do move, you just broke another something. I don't know. It wasn't that bad, but I could kind of start feeling it creeping on. That's like when the start of like the first couple nights of like, oh, it wasn't the best rest of my life. And then, I don't think I had this as much with my last pregnancy, but heartburn. I started to get heartburn. Obviously not as bad, but I just started feeling it, and something I noted to comment. So that's it for week 29. For week 30, I started to get lots of Braxton Hicks. Weird for me, because with my previous pregnancy, I never felt a single Braxton Hicks. I couldn't tell you what a Braxton Hicks was when I had them, because I never felt them. I'm pretty sure I had them because when I went for my 37-week checkup and she checked my cervix, I was at 3 centimeters dilated, which is a lot, but I didn't feel anything. I do remember from my previous pregnancy that there was 2 times I had, I want to say, like an anxiety attack. And it was nothing due to having a baby. It was more work related. I was working, and I was in charge, and I was kind of filling in for someone. It was a lot of work, and there was just a lot going on at work, and I just really was physically tired all the time, because not only do I have my bum hip, I'm pregnant, and the baby was just sitting on my hip, standing all the time. So I had these weird anxiety attacks, which I've never had before, where I was just laying there in my heart, and I just couldn't. My heart kept beating, my breath was so shallow, and I just, like, I couldn't get out of my head. That was the best thing I could explain as possibly Braxton Hicks. I don't know. That's what I had, but never felt Braxton Hicks. Week 30, I actually started to feel Braxton Hicks. And I remember mentioning I kind of started to feel Braxton Hicks, but this one was like full-on Braxton Hicks. They were a little painful, and definitely there I just felt my stomach, and it was like rock solid, and I know that's one of the signs of it being Braxton Hicks. Obviously not contractions, but you know, the Braxton Hicks. So for me it's just weird, but it's nice to be aware of my body and being able to experience this, because in the previous one I guess I was just so tired and exhausted that whatever my body was going through, I just wasn't feeling. And then week 30 is the dreaded time when it is hard to pick things up. I had the hardest time bending over. Squatting, you kind of get stuck. Bending over, you can't grab things. This belly is in the way. So that was the start of trouble. And I just want to say, first off, I have a 2-year-old, and she may not be the best listener. She is starting her terrible 2, so she will push the limits. However, she has been the biggest help, especially when it comes to bending over. Sometimes I cannot reach something, and I will ask her, she's 2, to pick it up for me, and she will. And it's, I love it. Anyways, week 31, obviously more Braxton Hicks. I think they started to get like a lot more frequent. Like, I want to say the week 30 was like three times of the Braxton Hicks, where week 31 was I got 5 times. So, and I think they were a little more aggressive. I could feel them, and they actually weren't bothering me. I'm getting so annoyed easily in this last stretch of my pregnancy. We are already in my 3rd trimester, so I get annoyed at my daughter, and I get annoyed at my husband so easily. And I don't know if I think it's the stress of the baby coming. I didn't feel stressed with Melody coming, but this one is the 2nd baby. I'm good with 1 baby, and I love giving her my whole attention, but now it's kind of starting to freak me out that I'm going to have to divide my attention into 2 children, and I'm getting a little scared. Like, am I going to be able to give them both the attention they need, they deserve? So it is getting a little frustrated. I know I can do it. Sometimes it really gets to me. So sometimes I get a little frustrated with my husband and my daughter, and she's going through her terrible too, so she's pushing the limits, and that's just been tough. So a lot of anger on my end. It's not fun, but yes, I have been getting frustrated, and I think all of that makes me even more tired. So week 31, I was tired again. Like, there's just a lot of sleeping going on. As far as cravings go, I'm not having any cravings. I've been really scared due to my gestational diabetes. So even if I do see something and I want it, I know I shouldn't have it. And I have like, not necessarily like a strict diet. I did have a stricter diet around this time. However, nowadays it's become a lot more lenient. But back in this time, because of the gestational diabetes, I was just, you know, keeping to a strict diet of what I should be eating. Hopefully I can do a video of what I kind of do. I'm planning on doing it. Planning and doing are two different things, so we shall see. But no cravings that I can think of, and still even to now I haven't had like weird cravings. So the few cravings that I have had, I have noted and I have told you guys, but nothing that I can think of. As far as weight gain, that's just a weird thing, because when I started my pregnancy I lost weight, then I gained it back. Now I'm over what my starting weight is, but by like 2 or 3 pounds, and it fluctuates, especially with being on my diet per se. For gestational diabetes, it's gone down even more. I went +4 from my original. So I have here in my notes that I gained 2 pounds, but since noting this, I've gone and get checked, and I went down 2 pounds or 3 pounds. So currently at 33 weeks, I am 1 pound above what my starting weight was. So I'm excited to see what happens postpartum. My goal is to lose a good amount of weight. Obviously I'm not saying the weight because I feel embarrassed about my actual weight. I'm overweight, and it's not because of the pregnancy, it's because of my lack of keeping a healthy diet or a healthy ritual or doing workouts, and something I really want to work on postpartum, obviously 6 weeks after actually doing like some workouts. But that's what I have for weight gain. It's weird. We'll see what I actually end up gaining throughout the entire pregnancy. I still have around 7 weeks-ish to go, depending on when the baby comes. It could be less, it could be more weeks. We shall see. But I'm excited to see this baby come. I'm excited to see my postpartum journey, and I will definitely bring you guys along, because that's just stuff I like to watch, so why not me do it as well. So I am currently in like week 33, so we do have to do the belly shot, but it is not like 31 to 32 weeks, it's 33 weeks. Personally, I don't think it's gotten that big. With my previous pregnancy, my stomach was ginormous, and I'm seeing all these women who are like a month behind me, in the same month as me, and they are huge, but they're thinner people. Like, they are actually in shape. So I think because they're actually in shape, their baby bump shows, versus me, I'm out of shape, I'm overweight, and my body is just, you know, with the baby in there, it's just proportional, I guess. So there's not much of a difference, but I will definitely show you. This is the top going down. That's my lovely baby bump. It's getting big, it's cute. I'm obsessed with this dress. I got it from Motherhood Maternity. It does go off the side shoulders, kind of like this. Anyways, I ran it on long enough. I'm excited to tell you guys more about what this pregnancy is going, how it's going per se, and you can check me out in my next pregnancy update. I also have some vlogs, which I have not been doing. I apologize, but yeah, fatigue, pregnancy fatigue, and then some updates on other things. So thank you so much for watching. You can watch with me on all those other things I had mentioned, and you can check me out in my next video. See you then.